one thing I love about Villanova and Jay Wright is you can watch the Villanova teams play and see exactly what he requires, demands, and emphasizes of as far as his skill sets for his players. You watch them play and they're obvious. If I walked into a gym and watched your team play, not practice, play, what skills would every player on your team demonstrate that would be so obvious that you demand or require? The reason I ask that is for most coaches I work with, it's not as obvious as it should be. And I want to help every coach I work with become a more savvy coach, right? It's where these four principles came from. And so the S stands for simplicity. Simplicity wins. So often we as coaches work on too much at the expense of being great at something. And if as these race and space concepts start flying, it's going to be very easy to focus on too much. And I would just implore each and every one of you to decide which things are you going to say, every player in my program will be good at this. We will demonstrate this. And they should be things that lead the most to winning. Core 4 would be the 4 player habits. It's like skills are things players can do every once in a while, right? A habit is what they do all the time. Most programs have skills their players can do, but few programs have habits. Villanova players have habits. They do it consistently, nearly always. If your team doesn't have habits yet, pick one. But I'm asking you to pick the core 4. Now, I'm going to give you mine. And I built these around race and space. These are mine. Mine don't have to be yours. Come with yours. But if you don't know where to start, here's 4. And I'm going to put them in order of what I would demand from every player. Okay? My number 1 would be airborne receiver, catching weaponized. Most players catches and they are not dangerous. They're not weaponized to shoot, and they shoot slow, and so that's why they don't get many shots off. Weaponized catches are the sign of a race and space team, in my opinion, because we got shooters all over the floor and we rain hot fire like dragons. Okay, like airborne catches weaponize the catch. They weaponize your fake. They speed up your decisions. We want 0.5 catches, right? Quick feet, quick decisions. So that airborne 2 feet, I'm gonna pop, 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 pop. Every single catch that weaponizes. So that'd be my number 1, because catches happen a lot on offense, right? So number 2 would be a peek and fake. Every player on my teams would catch, and if they're not shooting it, they're peek faking every single time. You're leaving money on the table if your players don't do that. Defenders are so undisciplined; they will jump. It's the best move in basketball. Like, quit decking the ball, peek fake. Every player. Villanova does it. Coston does a good job of this. That would be my number 2. That'd be my number 2. My number 3 would be this: stride stops. Every player that isn't finishing a drive, right? They're not shooting. If they don't finish a drive with a shot, they come to a stride stop every single time. And that then opens up those second cut opportunities, right? When you hunt the world, burn cuts, all that stuff, that opens up the pivot game to actually see the shooter behind. Most teams don't even see the shooter behind because they don't have time to pivot around and see it. That opens up the opportunity to use ARMs and fakes. Stride stop if you don't shoot a layup. Stride stop if you don't shoot a layup. Remember, 1-foot layups are fine if you're wide open, right? And that's what 9 is. So if you have a 9, go take a 1-foot layup, right? But the moment you're contested, come to a stop. There's only 1 or 2 players that we want to finish off 2 feet, right? Those are contested layups when you finish off 2 feet. That's why you play it off 2 feet. And we don't want everybody to do that, right? So that'd be my 3rd one. And my 4th one, scoring passes. Scoring passes are quick passes. Scoring passes are off the side of the body. Scoring passes do utilize creativity and one-hand passes. That's the only way that you're going to get your players to catch with big advantages. If it's just pivot, point your chest at them, make the pass, it's too slow and you're taking away the advantage on the catch. The ball needs to fly. It needs to fly with creative one hand off the side of the body passes. The reason players suck at them is because they weren't taught them when they were young, and they don't practice them. They get yelled at when they do them. Anything you do often, you'll start to do well. So those are my 4. Your assignment is to come up with your core 4. They can absolutely be different. I just want to kind of get you started.